What did your crush do that absolutely killed your interest? Talked beep about every woman in his life. Should have seen the red flags earlier. Didn't realize until later that he probably did the same to me. Apparently having an opinion about anything and speaking for yourself isn't a very ladylike thing to do. Told me that she didn't like me back anymore, but maybe if I waited long enough she would like me like that again. Ugh, I hate this. You're not an airport, you don't get to put people in holding patterns. Light the back fence of the school on fire to impress a mate. Arson does tend to be a deal breaker. She invited me over to her place. Her house was absolutely filthy and the glass of Coke she gave me had a hair in it. She was really cute, had a great personality, and was a genuinely nice person, but as soon as I saw cat beep on the floor near the front door and just dirty everything, my crush disappeared and I left in a hurry. Yeah, haha, there's messy and then there's mess. I am fine with mess and clutter. That stuff just needs tidying up. I cannot handle filth. This is absolutely filthy. Turned out to be the person eating everyone else's food from the break room fridge. We worked together and as I got to know him more I learned he talked badly about everyone. Nurses that are amazing he'd belittle, talk about how certain people don't know what they're doing because they asked for an ultrasound IV, as they were struggling getting a vein on a heroin addict. The paramedics were worthless. Doctors don't know what they're doing, who he thought was hooking up, and it completely turned me off. He's in his early 40s and into gossip more than my teenage daughter. Ah yes, the know-it-all or tech who finished half of medic school. I laughed way more than I should have because this specific person is a nurse tech. He picked me up for our first date and his car was disgusting. Not talking a few trash items, the entire backseat and floorboard was completely covered in piled up trash, even up front. I had to step on empty McDonald's bags, old soda bottles, wrappers, etc. to even get in. And all he said was just move it around with your feet. No sorry or anything. Made me feel like trash too. Like dang, couldn't even clean up a little? But you're the Goblin Queen. Hey man, even goblins have standards. Attempted to get through a horror movie together and he kept letting the movie run then rewinding the movie so that the horror never came. He pretended to be scared and would whine about the scare that was coming. I guess he thought this was a cute gesture, and would refuse to continue. It dragged a 5-minute scene into a 45 minutes production of his "Oh no but I'm scared, no I don't want to. This is terrifying." This was a guy who told me that he loved horror movies. He was full of really weird contradictions, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. What the beep did I just read? So just before a scare he'd keep rewinding over and over saying he's too scared of what's coming up? Beep that guy. I hate people talking, never mind rewinding constantly. Through my $2,000 laptop through my new big screen TV. What happened after that? Beep that. What happened before that? Kicked a dog. Ugh. I also don't like this person. On your behalf. Told me he liked dating broken girls so he could fix them. See ya later, boner. That's whack. Said she was staring up a group for LGBT youth. I asked her why, and then realized I had been barking up the wrong tree. I'm dumb. She's a asterisk 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 asterisk. I thought I had found the one. Ignored me when somebody new and shiny came along. It's better than keeping you as a doormat mate. Good phrasing. Talked non-stop about himself and his accomplishments and never asked me one question about myself. Experienced this, but he would ask me questions about myself and after one line from me, would take over the conversation and somehow direct the spotlight from my answer back onto himself, almost competitively. Well, it turns out he wasn't interested in girls, so I knew I had to kill my feelings or feel stupid for keeping them. At least you got to know about it. It's way better than being in the dark. Like in the closet. Littered. That's so trashy. What a garbage person. We were going on a date and when we were just next to the cinema she found her friend and she went with her instead. She probably told her friend to come to have an excuse to leave your date mate. Skeptical smiley face. Exactly, that was route. Dude was the perfect epitome of the term douchebag. He used to be nice to people only to gain their trust and then betray them. He was attractive though and a smooth talker as well. We started talking, became friends and I developed a crush on him. Unfortunately, I never knew then what type of double-headed snake he was. Then on one day I witnessed him throwing his best friend under the bus just to save his reputation. Completely lost interest, cut ties with him, and he gave no beep about it. Only then did I realize how toxic people can be sometimes. Edit grammar. English isn't my first language, so when I read "one day I witnessed him throwing his best friend under a bus," my brain didn't immediately register that it was a saying. I thought he actually murdered his friend. English has some weird sayings. Tried to convince me to quit my job and put all my savings into gold bars, then demanded I let him read my tarot cards to see if we'd be a good fit. Nope nope nope. Another controlling type. Aye. We played Monopoly. That game brings out the absolute worst in people. Once while playing Monopoly, we had lost some of the pieces, so we had to use Cluedo pieces instead. Long story short, I won and my opponent got angry and stabbed me in the hand with a tiny dagger. That took a sharp turn. Told me I wasn't attractive and that she could never possibly like me. Game over. Still better than keeping you around though. Being rude to the waiter and complain that food is taking too long during dinner rush hour. I work in the industry for a year. It's not easy when being slammed during rush. She detested cats and insisted that I give up my furry buddy before she'd move in with me. It wasn't that she was allergic to cats. She issued the ultimatum because, according to her, my cat received too much of my time and affection, and she wasn't going to compete. LMAO, imagine laying awake at night knowing you lost to a cat. Is there anyone ever that won against an already existing pet? Wanted to look through my phone on our first date to make sure I wasn't talking to anyone else. That was our last date. Edit. It kind of surprises me some people think I'm a man and the other party was a woman. It's the other way around. Toxic stuff nonetheless. It worries me how sometimes you only need to scratch a little deeper under the surface of a normal person and you get to stuff like this. At least you didn't invest time or emotions into it. Sometimes people don't reveal the other side of them until you're in that type of situation with them. So yeah, you can have someone perfectly normal, but when it comes to certain stuff they just go haywire. Kept arranging times to talk and whatnot, then always forgot or was not available. I was 21 and in college. He was a classmate of mine. He seemed so charming and was easy on the eyes. One day I overheard him talking to his friends about how he doesn't date engineer women because math is for men. Edit. Some people are missing the point here. It's not that he said he wouldn't want to date an engineer that bothered me, it's that he said that women aren't meant for math. Sounds like a buddy of mine. Well, not entirely, but he wouldn't date someone who studies engineering, since he is also in the field. As an engineer who married another engineer, we can make anything. Treated me like beep for being the only female in our paintball team. He said that women belong to kitchen, not battlefield. Edit. I never, though the worst memory of my life will bring me the most karma out of everything I've ever posted. Thanks. I kinda hope he has read it and find it now. Battlefield. Lol. I'm glad I'm not the only one who picked up on that. Calling a paintball field pitch whatever a battlefield would probably